Alright, hello everyone, AB Mid here. It's been a while since I actually made a video, so here we go. This video will be about laning, roaming, or do you farm Wraiths. And in general, in the beginning of the game, you need to determine how the laning would go in general. Say, in this match I'm playing a Lulu versus Serd matchup. Lulu is the kind of champion that can push up the lane and then she can go farm the Wraiths, or she can go roam, or she can stay in lane to bully the person at the tower. But in this case, Serd also has really good wave clear / long range harass. So what I thought in the beginning of this game, I'll probably be roaming, but there could also be a chance that I would have to stay in lane. Say you die to a jungle gank or so and the Serd gets the upper hand, then he would most likely be the one roaming or farming the raids and stuff, and you would have to keep laning on their tower. But yeah, in general, if you want to go roam, you usually just push up your wave and then you go roam, because else you just lose a wave to the tower, and if you do that too often you will fall behind in XP, which you will see later what will happen to the Serd. So when do you roam is the question. First of all, when you go roaming, you need to know where enemy has wards, but you cannot always keep track of everything on the map, so you will have to sometimes fake a roam. So what you do is you walk up to halfway the river, and then you see if the top laner moves back or if he just stays there. And the more you move further up, you need to keep track of how the lane you want to gank moves. So say you were to walk here, and then the Irelia would move back, which you normally would not do, and you know that's warded, and then you move back to lane ASAP so you don't lose minions to the tower. Alright. And you also need to know what kind of champion you're playing. Say you're playing on Orianna. Orianna is a very strong champion in the late game, so you want to farm up, but you can also go roam. And some champions just have better roaming tools because they have like speed ups like Lulu W, Kill W, Orianna W. But yeah, it's those kind of champions that usually have the easiest time roaming because they don't lose creeps to the tower due to their speed up to move through the map. So if they miss roam, so if they roam and nothing comes out of it, they don't lose too much. So let's go to an example of for a roam. Move back a little bit. So first of all, how does the lane look like here? Lane's somewhat even. CS is even, nothing happened so far. Serd turns 6, he pushes the wave. I'm under my tower. And here I'll be like, oh, he's out of the lane because I saw him walk over this ward. But what he saw is their team were ganking bottom. And so he just moves down because he's Serd and he has this siege tank move, you know. And then he snipes 2 people, he gets 2 kills. And then me as the opponent could either push up the wave, roam up, but in this case Irelia was under her tower, so we would have to dive and I'm low. Or well, I wasn't low, but you would have to dive the tower in the early game, which is never a smart idea to do unless you're with 3 people. So I decided to roam behind the Serd because I knew he didn't have flash because of an earlier engagement of Kha'Zix, which I did not show, but I knew he did not have flash. So what I saw, he walked down here, and then I saw the circle expand, so I knew somewhat where he was standing. So I walked up. Damn it. Yeah, so he's over here. He walks up slowly, and then I saw the circle expand there, so I knew he was around here. And he could have actually moved that way, but he didn't. So this is where you just duel him, because you know he doesn't have flash and you do. So over there, you just outplay the Q, and then you win the fight. And then this makes a 3 for 1 instead of a 3 for 0. Next example. So here I saw Serd going for the blue, so I just thought he'd just be taking the blue. But in the end, bottom is fighting. He becomes low. Serd moves down. I don't see it because I don't have a ward. And then now I know. So I was like, at that point I could either push mid, or I could roam top to take that tower. The better choice would have actually been to take the mid tower, because the mid tower is just more important than the top tower. But at this point, when I was pushing the lane, I did not know yet that he was actually going down. So I was thinking he would clear the wave. So in the end, here I saw he was moving down, and I thought by myself, oh yeah, I should have pushed the mid third. But I didn't know. So the trade-off is 1 or 2 kills bottom for the tower top, which in general is not worth it, because yeah, towers are only 1 on the map, but you do get the map advantage. And in this case, they get dragon out of those 2 kills. So yeah, we have a fight. And yeah, that's also something you can keep in mind. If you roam down bottom around the time when dragon is up with your jungler and you actually get a kill or 2, you can get dragon for free, which is always useful, of course. Next example for roam. Right, here I'm moving down. I pushed the Serd under the tower, and here we were preparing for tower dive, and our bottom called that this is warded, so we'll just wait here because they'll have to push them on the third. We move down, and we go for the gank, but we get nothing out of it other than the third. So in general, yeah, you did get something out of it. You got the third, you move back. And I lose nothing in mid because I pushed the wave up to his tower and he was forced to move. Well, not forced, but he decided to move, so I don't lose anything. And if he did push up, maybe we would have gotten something more out of that, but you don't know. Right. Alright, here. This is a good example. Here I'm moving up. Well, a good example of a misroam. So I'm moving up, I'm thinking by myself, let's kill that Irelia when she moves back into lane. But what I did not keep in mind here is that we had 0 vision. So I move up there, and then I thought for some reason it was a smart idea to move this way back to lane, because I wanted to get this wave ASAP. But I didn't know where their jungler was, so I got collapsed on by a mid, and I got collapsed on by their jungler, which forced me to flash over the pit, or else I would have probably died. And that's what I call misroam, when you just roam up and then you move back, and then you get killed on your way back. What also is possible, say you know the enemy roamed to top, and then you sit here with your jungler and yourself, and when they move down you kill them. But then you do need to know that they actually move down this way, because if they move down that way you just lost time, because you could have pushed the wave, make him lose a wave. Also, what I want to show you, because of the few times Sarah roamed out, he got kills, but his lane actually got pushed in very often and he didn't get the gold of that. And as you can see right here, he has 2 kills more than me, but because I have more farm, and we have 2/3 more, but say if I did not have those 2/3 more, I would still be almost on equal farm. But the thing with roaming is you might fall behind, but you get a big lead on other lanes, which is worth it if you can hold your own lane. So in general, roaming is a good idea if your lane does not get pushed in too fast, so you don't lose a whole creep wave. And you really need to know what kind of champion you're playing, because say you're playing a Syndra roams very slow, so if she makes a misroam and nothing happens out of the gang, you lose a whole wave and you fall behind in lane. And Syndra is the kind of champion which has lane dominance, so you don't want to give that away. But say if you're playing Lulu, you can push the wave very fast, you have a speed up, and you can roam very easy without losing any waves. So with Lulu it would be a better idea to go roaming, instead of farming Wraiths. Like if you're playing Syndra or Oriana, farming Wraiths is always a good idea because your late game is really strong. So yeah, in general, that's when you roam when you lane, and you always need to keep in mind when you're ahead and stuff. That concludes roaming and laning. When to roam and to lane, rather.